I'll be right back. You're gonna get a copy of the one, huh?
So I'm going to jail?
Yeah.
For what?
And it went off and shot her in the chest.
But I didn't hurt Jordan.
I know.
It's not in my heart to hurt Jordan.
When killers are caught, they're rarely cocky. However, sometimes you get to see murderers who either don't care or see themselves as the victims and show absolutely no remorse. These three people display this remorselessness openly, on camera, and are an example of how some people don't seem fazed after committing one of the most serious offenses.
All right. I'm going to explain to you everything you want to know. But I only wanted to ask you one question. That was your drug use, if you were high or not. Do you mind answering that question for me before I tell you everything you want to know?
Just been smoking weed.
Okay, but how much weed did you smoke? 1, 2 joints?
Been smoking all day.
All day? All right. Do you know who I am? You know what I do for a living? I'm a police detective. I just want to make sure you're not so high you think you're on Mars. You know you're in a police station, right? Okay. Closer so I can hear you. Above and beyond the fact you had drugs with you tonight, again, I'm not a drug detective. And I went in front of a judge to get a warrant to do exactly what that man did, which was take your DNA, take your fingerprints, and take your pictures in reference to a murder investigation, because something I've been investigating, people brought your name up into it. Okay, that's why I'm explaining it to you. So for me and you to talk about it, and so you understand what this is all about, I'm going to read you your rights, and then you have the decision to make whether you want to talk to me to hear what this is about or not.
So I'm going to jail for what?
At the moment, you're going to jail for the drugs. What do you want, community release? Pre-trial?
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to jail for that. I haven't finished my homicide investigation yet because I'm still doing that, but again, you're here.
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, well, that's why we're going to talk about it, because your name got brought up in it. I got a search warrant for the homicide case to get your DNA, your photographs, and your pictures. But that's why I want to talk to you. You haven't been charged with the homicide yet.
Well, I was going to say, because...
Okay, but again, when I started asking you little questions and you said about drug use, you know, for me to explain it to you, I got to read you your rights. You had your rights read to you ever before in your life?
Yeah, I've been arrested before.
Okay, so you've had your rights read to you? Let me read them to you again.
I don't know if it's the same thing you finna read now.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is read them to you, and, you know, again, this is something, each one of them I'm going to read to you, and then you just say yes or no, or I don't understand. If you don't understand, then I'll explain it to you, you know, so you can understand it. You went to 10th grade, though, so, you know, these shouldn't be hard to understand. But if you have a problem, you let me know.
Right off the bat, Michael is difficult. He treats the detective with what can only be described as contempt. However, he's smart enough to know that the less he says, the better it will be for him. His decision to clam up does not deter the detective, who first decides to read him his rights.
You say he can't get pictures for and DNA. I know for a fact I don't got nothing to do with what's going on. If he already got the pictures, can I just go to
No, you're going to jail.
Yeah, I know. Can I
But then you want to get to know what it's about. So when I'm done reading these, if you don't want to talk to me, you can say you don't want to talk to me. But then you won't know what it's about. But does that? I mean, do you want me to read this to you?
What?
Do you want to know why I got a judge to give me a warrant for you or not?
Yeah, you just said because people will try saying me.
Okay. Well, again, what I'll do is I'll read you these. If you understand them, you can make the decision to hear what...
I don't got nothing to do with it, so I really don't want to, like, you feel me?
Okay. Well, once you read these, if you don't want to answer one or two of the questions or any of them, you don't have to answer any of them.
All right.
Because if you're not involved, then one of the first questions I'm going to say is, where were you at?
No.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once I read these, you make that decision. Okay. Before I ask you any questions, I want to advise you of your rights under the law. Do you understand that I'm a police officer?
Yeah.
You want me to show you your badge? Oh, it's right over there. See? Work for the sheriff's office. I'm a police officer. All right. You have the right to remain silent. That is, you need not talk to me or answer any questions if you do not want to. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Should you talk to me, anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand? Okay. You have the right to talk to an attorney before talking to me and have an attorney here with you during questioning now or in the future. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you cannot afford to retain your own attorney and you want an attorney, one will be appointed for you before we ask you any questions. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. If you decide to answer the questions now without an attorney present, you'll still have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to an attorney. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
All right. No one understand your rights as I read them to you. I'm going to ask you questions. You can ask me questions. And
I don't want to ask no questions.
you don't want to ask no questions? You want me to tell you anything about what the case is?
You can tell me, but...
Okay, well, you seem confident that you're not involved in it, so I guess my question is, what do you think the case is I'm working? What is it about? There's a million cases out in the street.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But whatever it is, I'm not involved in nothing.
Now that Michael's rights have been read to him, the detective brings up the case of murder of XXX Tentacion. Michael continues to play dumb. He thinks that the police have nothing on him, and they're just trying to rope him in. The way he sees it, if he says nothing, he just might leave the station a free man.
I'm here because, again, this investigation, somebody brought up your name on, did you read about the rapper who got killed up at Riva Motorsports?
Yeah, I read about that.
Okay, I can't even pronounce his name. You know what they call him? XXX?
Yeah.
What's the rest of his name? Ted something? Okay. That thing is what your name got brought up into. So the question would be, that happened on the 18th, which was a Monday 2 weeks ago. You know what today's date is? Yesterday was the 4th of July. Today's the 5th. So it would have been 2 weeks ago this Monday just passed up at Riva. Do you even know where Riva is?
No.
It's a motor place up in...
Well, from the news, I know it's a motor space.
Okay, but have you ever been there before is what I'm trying to get at?
No.
You don't ride dirt bikes?
No.
You're not one of those guys that comes out of Parkway on Sunday?
No.
Okay. All right, so you've never been up to Riva, not even at all?
No.
Okay. If you'd like, I'll bring you in some pictures of who's bringing your name up into it. And then you can tell me why you think they're bringing your name up into it.
No.
You don't want to see the pictures? Okay, there's a boy named Chucky. Do you know a boy named Chucky?
The tattoo man?
Yeah, the tattoo man.
Yeah.
You know him? You know him?
Yeah, the tattoo man.
Okay, but is he, you know him from seeing him in the newspaper, or you knew him before he got arrested?
Yeah, for doing tattoos, yeah.
Okay, has he ever done your tattoos?
A few of them.
What?
A few of them.
A few of them? Which ones?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay. Well, you got a ton of them, so do I, so I'm just asking. All right, so he's done your tattoos, so he knows you?
Nah.
Oh, you just business?
Tattoos, yeah, like business-wise.
Okay. Does he tattoo you at his house or at your house?
Around the time he had a shop.
He had a shop? Where at? What city?
I forget where it was.
But not, is it Fort Lauderdale where you're from, or some other city where you had to ride a long ways?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Okay. A long time ago, like years and years ago?
Yeah, years.
Okay.
While continuing to be dismissive, Michael rejects knowing about any of his accomplices, except one. What he doesn't know is that he's already been named by his so-called friends, and the more he tries to distance himself from the murder, the more guilty he makes himself look. Time is running out for him to confess.
Okay, well, I'm asking you about things that your name's getting brought up into.
But I don't know nothing about that, so...
Okay, well, you already said you weren't at Riva, so I'm trying to figure out why Chucky would put your name into it.
I don't know.
When was the last... You saw him years ago. Did you have a beef with him? You paid for all your tattoos? I mean, does he have a beef with you about something? Where he'd throw your name out just to throw me off and put your name into it? That's not a tough question, man. Do you have problems with Chucky? I guess that would be, you don't want to answer that question, so I won't answer that question. How about the what they call the pink apartments, the Driftwoods? You ever hang out over there?
No.
What?
No.
No? You know where the Driftwood is when I say that?
No.
31st and 19th Street. You know where that is?
No.
All right, I'm trying to figure out. Well, it's not far from Lauderdale Manors. You know where the FP&L plant is up there? I'll draw you a little map. This is the swap shop.
I'm saying no disrespect. You know, I have nothing to do with me. I just.
Okay. Well, again, I'm just asking you if you know where our apartment complex is. This is the swap shop. This is Sunrise Boulevard. This is 31st. You're going north. The Driftwood's up here on 19th Street. FP&E plants over here. Across 19th Street, on this side is the tire shop. This is the Driftwood Apartments. Do you know where that is? You ever been up in there?
No, I ain't never been in that. I think I rode by before though.
You rode by? It's got gates on it where there's a gate goes in.
Yeah, I rode by.
They used to call them the pink apartments. But you're too young for that. But you never been into Driftwood? Okay, Chucky's got a big fat friend named Fat Rob or Big Rob, or his mama lives right down here on 17th Court. When I say, again, if I had the pictures, you let me bring the pictures, and I ask you, do you know Big Fat Rob at all? No? Like I said, I wish you let me bring the pictures in so I make sure you know who these guys are who are bringing your name up. But you don't know Fat Rob, whose mama lives right over here? No, these guys are all, every name I mentioned other than Chucky, you don't know.
Now the detective starts to bring in pretty solid evidence that Michael can't refute, like CCTV footage of him entering and exiting the vehicle that was linked to the murder, as well as his fingerprints being found in the vehicle. Michael has spent his entire time digging a hole that he now can't seem to get out of. So what does he do? Clam up again.
I'll bring a picture of the fat guy in.
I seen him on the news too.
Oh, you saw him on the news too? And you never seen him before in your life? No? They call him, his name's Robert Allen, but they call him, Chucky calls him Shatta, which is Jamaican for hitman, I guess, which I don't know how he's a hitman because he looks like he hit the buffet. He don't look like he kind of a little round to be a hitman. So, all right, so you don't know him, you know Chucky. And how long has it been since you think you saw Chucky? Years, months? Okay. All right. I guess they brought those girls down that you're with too. So was one of them you're like, are they just friend girls or one of them your real girlfriend?
Friend girl, my girl.
Got no babies or nothing with her? Which one's your actual girlfriend?
The driver.
The driver? All right. Now this car that I'm asking about though, you ever even seen one like that?
What?
The Dodge Journey, where you've been around it or in it or anything like that? So again, why do you think Chucky, this is your copy of the warrant, why do you think Chucky would put your name into it? You know Chucky's girlfriend? The girl with all the tattoos? I think. She don't know you though? Okay. All right, you can have that. And I get to tell you kind of a little bit of problems you're going to have, just so you understand. I'm not trying to make you mad because, again, these guys brought up your name and your fingerprints are on the Dodge Journey. So, if you ever get to the stage when you want to actually start telling what really happened, if it was for real or an accident or what happened, and you want to put your side out rather than just letting these guys' side come out, as a guy who's much older than you, fatherly advice, you probably should tell the truth, especially since no matter what you think about the streets, when people are sitting here, they want to get themselves out of things, and they want to get out of it by throwing up everybody else's names. You know what I'm saying?
Finally, the detective gives him one last chance to fess up. The police know they have their man, but their work would be made a whole lot easier if Michael just confesses. He could even agree to a plea bargain and receive a lighter punishment. However, in the end, Michael Boatwright decides to take a gamble against the system. It's a big mistake.
You don't want to get caught up in something like this where you have no remorse. They have no choice. They walked in right to the store, right on the video, went right into the store up to the counter. So you know when they come down here, they're going to tell the truth. So I'm asking you, who came and picked you up, and where did they pick you up at? You don't want to tell me? All right. Want me to go get the picture? Or just tell me off then, so I know you're done. Does that mean you're done? Then say it.
Done. I don't know what to talk about.
All right, well, like I said, that's fine. I'm just like laying it all out to you. You asked me to tell you what it's all about. I tell you what it's all about.
I tell you I don't got nothing to do with it.
I know, and I'm just telling you what the facts are. Your fingerprints are on the Dodge Journey.
Mm-hmm.
You're on video getting out of the Dodge Journey, getting into the Dodge Journey.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go get the pictures to prove it to you?
Take your word.
Take my word? Because you know it's true, or you just don't care. Well, let me go get the pictures. I'll go get the pictures.
Instead of talking about pictures.
Well, it's the pictures of you getting into the Dodge Journey. That's a pretty simple thing. Once you get into the Dodge Journey, then it gets a little harder, because then you got to explain what happened. Okay, I'm going to go get pictures of the Dodge Journey, and I'll be right back. Again, I ask you want a water or not? No?
You sound for...
You're under arrest for cocaine and whatever else you had, drug-wise. You're here for a homicide DNA search warrant, fingerprints, and photographs. And now you ask me to tell you what the homicide's about.
I don't care about what the homicide about. I want to get done what I'm here for.
Okay. Well, you want to be taken to the county jail? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. No problem.
Michael's ploy ultimately failed. In April of 2023, he, together with co-conspirators Dedrick Williams and Trayvon Newsom, were found guilty of first-degree murder and armed robbery. He received a double life sentence. However, the next person in this video, unlike Michael Boatwright, actually called the police to turn himself in.
This guy just walked up to me and said he shot and killed somebody. Oh my God.
It's quite rare for killers to turn themselves in, but Brian Mason was certainly an exception to the general rule. From the start, he confessed to what had happened, which itself shocked the police officer. Still, the officer was able to follow protocol.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, lobby's closed.
Okay.
Hey,
What's going on?
I'm here to turn myself in.
Okay, what's going on?
I had an accident last night.
Okay.
I was showing an old friend of mine how to use this gun that she was needing, that she asked for, and it went off and it shot her in the chest.
Okay.
And I've been running around scared all day.
Where is this at?
Up on Miami-Montgomery County Line Road.
Okay. You just want to set your water right there?
Sure.
You put yourself up there. You got any weapons on you right now?
No.
Okay. Just put your hands behind your back for me.
Okay.
I'm just going to detain you right now based off what you're telling me.
Right. I understand.
If you want to talk to me, I'll still talk to you. Okay.
Right.
Does this person need assistance or help, or?
Do you have two sets of cuffs?
I can put two sets on you in a second, okay? Does this person need help right now, or are they deceased, or what?
They're deceased.
Does anybody else know about this?
No. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been waiting.
Where is this address actually that you're at?
I don't know the actual number.
Is this her house or your house, or
No, it's a friend of mine's house.
what county is it in?
It's on the Miami County side, but it's on Miami-Montgomery County Line Road.
Miamisburg 311. I'll be in the back lot with one. Can you do a miscellaneous call? I have one detained. Can you start 310? What's your name, sir?
I'm Brian.
Brian?
Brian
I'm
Mason.
Officer Dooley. I'm just going to check you down.
Go right ahead.
I'm in the back lot of the PD in the parking lot. Okay, again, no weapons on you, right?
Right.
Not even a pocket knife?
No.
Okay.
No, I left that in the truck.
Okay. Brian, what's your last name, Brian?
Mason.
Is there a weapon in your truck?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you dropped a quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, this is hurting my back.
Okay. I'll try to. Yeah, when you're done. Pick you up in 1 second, okay, buddy?
When you feel safe.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I wouldn't be here voluntarily, but I've been so scared since it happened.
Okay. What's your social security, Brian?
Brian seems pretty unfazed by this whole ordeal, which puzzles the officers a bit. It's very rare to have someone flat out admit to shooting someone, and the factual manner he has confessed is even more confusing. To make sure he's aware of the gravity of the situation, the officers read him his rights.
Okay. If you want to hop out, I'm going to put the other pair of cuffs on you, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
these are absolutely.
I don't think that you're causing any problems. Just.
Obviously, you came in wanting to talk to us. You want to tell us about this? So, yeah, I understand.
There, just relax.
Yeah, I'm not.
Officer Dooley here is going to read you your rights just because you're not changed at this point.
Right.
You told us this, we're not just going to let you go walking down the street right
Nope.
now. So, Officer Dooley's going to read your rights, and then we just want to talk to you and find out where this is and some details, and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay. Just read off this card, okay? I'm a police officer, sheriff's deputy. You are hereby advised you have certain rights as follows. You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to make any statements or answer any questions. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. If you cannot afford, you have the right to speak with a lawyer for advice. Before you're asked any questions, you have the right to have a lawyer with you during any questions. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. If you cannot afford a lawyer appointed by the court, or a lawyer from the public defender's office will be provided to you before and during any question without any cost to you. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk with a lawyer. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, now that you understand your rights, are you willing to answer any questions without a lawyer present?
Minimal. I mean,
Okay.
To be fair, representation is needed. And
But at the bare minimum, we're trying to figure out
Right.
this address. This person needs help. You're telling us that they're beyond help at this point. So.
But she collapsed instantly, and I got scared. I got frightened and ran out. Brian Mason.
Brian, he asked you a question, and we do need a yes or no on that. You can refuse to answer any question we ask you, and you can stop answering at any time, like he read you. So if you say minimal, I mean, we need to know if you want a lawyer, or if you're willing to answer some questions. You can always refuse to answer any question that you want to refuse to answer.
You know, I appreciate your guys' respect. Thank you very much. Yes, at this time I can answer some questions.
Brian Mason decides to talk to the officers, even though he has the right not to. He gives details regarding the address the incident happened in. He continues to be cooperative with the officers, following their instructions and answering their questions without hesitation. It's clear that Brian is not your average criminal.
Has this been reported to law enforcement at all?
No, this is it. This is it. I'm walking in because I know this is the right thing to do, but...
Where do you live at?
I've been living out of my truck and motel rooms since I quit my trucking job last year.
I'm just trying to figure out why you came to this police department. Were you just driving around? Or?
Yeah, I've been all over the place.
Okay.
I've been all over the place.
Where did this happen?
Up on the Miami-Montgomery County Line Road.
Miami-Montgomery County Line Road. Do you have an address?
I don't know her house number.
What's her name?
I think it's in the 9000 series. Okay. Her name is Michelle Elliott.
What's her age, approximately?
57. Same age as me. I've known her for 50 years.
Is this her address?
Yes.
But maybe if she lives in the 9000 block Miami County Line Road, and her name's Michelle Elliott.
Yes.
What kind of cars are in the driveway?
Yeah, none.
There's none. What does the house look like? If you could describe it to me so I could describe it to somebody else.
3-bedroom brick ranch.
Like what color is the garage door?
White.
If I pulled up Google Maps or something, would you be able to show me the house?
Yes.
Okay, let's go do that.
You want to go basement?
Do you mind, will you come downstairs to the interview room with us?
No problem.
So I'm just going to pat you down one more time. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, anything to make you feel safe.
Okay, no problem. I just want to make sure that you don't have a gun. You said there's one in the car, so I just want to make sure you don't have any other weapons.
With find out where this happened, and then we can go from there. Probably what you want to say.
Right.
We need to get this. Find out where it happened. Okay.
I know. We can get this taken care of. And I'm so scared of what the system's going to do to me. I'm not scared of you guys. Get your job.
I'm just gonna grab your stuff and bring it down.
Okay. I'm scared of what?
What kind of truck did you come in? You said there's a truck.
White S10.
Okay.
It's unlocked because it won't lock. If you do lock it, you can back into it.
Mommy's work for 11. We get another unit to respond to
You got a
service.
weapon in your show?
Is this the weapon that you use?
Get another.
Yes.
Get another.
Okay. All right.
You mind staying up here? Just keep an eye on it
Yep,
until the
no
other
problem.
crew gets here, and then come back.
Yep.
A third officer is brought in to stay with the vehicle Brian Mason drove in with. The murder weapon is in there, and the officers don't want to risk anything happening to it. However, since they have no warrant yet, and Brian hasn't given them permission to search his vehicle, all they can do is watch from the outside while they try to identify the victim.
This guy just walked up to me and said he shot and killed somebody.
Oh my God.
So I'm on, by the way. So he said the gun he used to kill her with is in this car, or accidentally. So Justin wants you to sit in this car. We're trying to figure out where this happened. He doesn't know the address. No. But he said, huh? No, Justin's with him right now. He said it's in this car, so Justin said you need to sit with the car. So, can you get a property bag real quick so we can throw all this stuff in there? I'm gonna switch to records. Yeah, and you just walk in the back lot. So, can you try to find a Michelle Elliott? Both common spelling in Leeds, and her age is around 57, and she lives in the 9000 block of County Line Road. I'm not sure if that's in Montgomery County or if that's in Miami County.
Do you have a date of birth?
I do not, but she's 57 years old. You can run it, don't tell me you can't.
Stand by, alright.
Alright, don't go in the car, just sit here with it.
Back at the station, the officers still can't identify the victim or the home she was shot in, so they turn to Brian Mason again to help, provide even more details. Again, he's helpful and answers to the best of his ability, but there's something about how casually he responds that seems a bit cold. However, the officers don't focus on that and try only to gather as much info as possible.
Okay. Do you know about what month she was born in?
November, I think. I'm not sure.
Do you know about what year?
Oh yeah, 66.
Mommy's birth 311. Can you try November 1st, 1966 on that Michelle Elliott?
Yeah, sorry, we never exchanged cards and stuff like that.
So you don't live on Soldier's Home anymore?
No, I do not.
Okay, I gotcha.
No, I've been. I was living in my truck, and then after my health started failing, and I couldn't keep a med card because my blood pressure was too high. Yeah, I quit and then took my savings and just been staying in rooms or in my truck.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Were you staying at that house with her?
No.
And was she letting you stay there? Or?
No, well, she offered, but because of her debilitating disease, I couldn't. It was too tough to be around her.
Okay.
It was too tough to be around her when she was drunk and high.
Okay.
And I don't drink and I don't take pills. So
I gotcha.
that's what we argued about all the time. You know, if I ignored it, it was fine. But I had to put up with the way she acts when she was under the influence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm getting pretty dry mouth.
You want a water?
Sure.
Alright, let me get your water. I'll be right back, okay?
Thank you.
I'm just gonna shut this door. If you need something, just knock on it. It'll be like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Alright, here's your water for you.
Thank you.
Do you know her middle name by any chance?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay, but you said it's a brick ranch, white garage door.
Right.
Does it have is it like way off the road? Is it close?
No, it's close to the road, and it's approximately maybe a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile east of State Route 49, just north of Tulsa.
Okay, I'm sorry, say that again. You said it's about 3/4
Yes.
of a mile east.
East. It'll be on the Miami County side, the north side of the road.
East of Phillipsburg?
North of Phillipsburg.
Brian is almost booked, but the officers still question him some more. At this point, it's still not clear whether he meant to shoot the victim or not. However, he has seemed pretty honest till this point, and he was brave enough to turn himself in, so the officers are inclined to believe his story.
Is her name spelled funny or something?
What?
Is her name spelled in an unusual way or something?
Shouldn't be.
Does she have a driver's license here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not finding it by Michelle, Michelle,
Yes.
Elliott, Elliot,
TT.
2 T's.
I think it's 2 L's, 2 T's.
Germantown, 311. Check out.
The other officer here asked for her phone number. Oh, you did. Oh, where you did. Yeah. Sorry, a little confused back and forth.
Check out one of the kills.
What's
If you want to pull Google Maps, I'll show you.
let me get her phone number again real quick, so I'm sorry if you got it.
I'm
Do
sorry?
you know her phone number?
Yeah.
Let me just write it down real quick. What is it?
It's 937-884-5778.
I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture here so I can show you.
Hey, if you want me to, I can try to have the dispatch sergeant do emergency plan on this.
Brian Mason was found guilty by a county jury and was sentenced to 8 years in prison. However unfeeling he may have acted during interrogation, he at least didn't act in bad faith. However, the next person in this video not only acted maliciously, but she did so to her own child, who suffered from autism.
When I told you that when he finally took his last breath, it was like he was mad. You know, like I seen in his face like he just wanted to tell me something. But I just didn't know what that something was.
Larissa and her boyfriend Christopher had abused her child, Jordan, to death, and then proceeded to bury his body. Police officers arrested them after a tip from one of their neighbors. What they didn't know was that Larissa had a plan to absolve herself of liability.
All right, Larissa, we're going to speak to you one last time. And we got a meeting with the prosecutor to decide what's going to happen. I am going to re-advise you your rights. You do have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, won't be appointed for you. Do you still understand your rights?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Some things have changed overnight. We did a lot more work on this. We just have a few questions. When this all happened, did you have a cell phone back then?
When this all happened, yeah. I just can't remember what number I had.
What kind of phone was it?
I had it was the same one as my daughter, the Samsung Galaxy on 5.
What color is it?
Silver and black.
Okay. Did you also have like a Samsung phone with a white backing? Like a brand new one?
Oh, I know which phone you're talking about. That we found, my daughter had found that. It was between 2 phones that was in the house. There was a bigger one.
Well, this one was found underneath your back porch.
Oh, probably my kids. Probably took it and threw it back there.
Which kid?
I don't know. Probably one of my little ones.
Why would they throw it
Because
back?
they play with it. It don't work. You know, we found it and if we couldn't get it to break the code or whatever. Actually, Mariana found it when we was walking to the gas station. So we couldn't break the code or nothing, so we just let the kids play with it.
Okay. When I tell you some things have changed is we did talk with the coroner.
Okay.
And they finished their initial examination. And there are some problems.
Like,
The problems being Jordan had an old left wrist fracture. His left wrist was broken at some point and it was healed. It healed on its own. How? That's something you need to tell us. Jordan also has 3 fractured left ribs that healed on their own and a fractured right rib that healed on its own. And these are all injuries that were healing on their own without medical help, which means he was in a lot of pain for a very long time, and you're not being honest about what was happening to this kid.
See, what happened, I mean, I personally didn't, but I was scared myself, okay?
When the officers continue to question Larissa, she starts to frame herself as a victim. She tries to paint Christopher Rodriguez as the sole aggressor and herself as the good mother who tried all she could to protect and defend Jordan. One of the detectives seems sympathetic, but maintains her professionalism.
So what I see happening is, like, I think March of 2016, you were going through the process of trying to enroll Jordan in a class that's specific for him. But is it Chris that doesn't want him to do this, or is because what I'm reading?
I did try to get him enrolled in school and stuff like that.
Because what I read was Jordan would have benefited from an environment with children like him. He is autistic, most probably.
Yes. And what I did was, it was almost through the year. So when I talked to the development for the school, I said, well, they either said, well, I could send him now or send him next year. I preferred that he would have started the following year, so that way he's got a whole entire full year. And that's what my, intentions was, to send him to
put your kid at the front of the class as opposed to the... I did the same thing with my daughter.
Yes, because I wanted my son to actually be around other kids, to actually learn and to actually,
Sure, you want some coffee or water?
I'll take some.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Cream and sugar?
Yes, please. And I was doing what I can, and if you notice, none of my kids or nothing ever went through this until I got with Chris.
I know. That's why, listen, Nina, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm a mother and you're a mother.
And I know you're my sisters made me realize that,
Listen, I know you had a horrible upbringing.
Terrible.
I know. So the most that we can do now is to... I understand where you're at, okay? But I have to press you on certain points. That's my job.
I understand.
And it's as a human being, I know it hurts you. I can see that it hurts you.
Since day one, ever since everything happened, I wanted to reach out. I wanted to tell somebody.
As Larissa describes the final moments of her son and tries to spin it off as yet another way to put an image of herself as not liable, the detectives get an even bigger insight into just how abusive the Rodriguez household was and all Jordan had to go through before his death. It's heartbreaking.
Me personally, didn't see him fracture anything. I wasn't around, or if I went to the store, or if I, went out with my kids or something.
You won't see a fracture.
You won't. That's why it shocked me, because
it's a compound fracture.
Right, because
you won't see it.
My son had a fracture when he jumped off the bicycle. He was on the bike with my older son. So I know, I took him to the hospital for that fracture.
But a rib fracture? You won't see that.
But see, I wish I would, it was just like Jordan trying to tell me something. When I told you that when he finally took his last breath, it was like he was mad. I seen in his face like he just wanted to tell me something. But I just didn't know what that something was. And with him being speechless, I couldn't understand what it was. But I could tell it was just something so mad, angry. And I thought he was trying to cuss me out or something, but I took it as he was just trying to tell me, Mom, I love you, I gotta go, But in my heart, something told me that he had something to do with this. Because every time after this happened, I just hated him. I hated everything. I hated it. I just couldn't stand to be around him.
Did you ever ask him to leave?
I did. And he told me that if I was to call the cops, that he had the gas in his name, that they would tell me that he resides there, that he can't leave. So I just felt like I was trapped. And I even told him, this is my house. You have to go. But then he always threw up. Well, if he leaves, he's calling the cops and he's blaming everything on me. Which I didn't hurt Jordan. I take the fault for not taking him to the doctor. Yes, that was my fault. And my other fault was doing
Tissues, right?
was given the idea to do that. But I didn't hurt Jordan.
I know.
It's not in my heart to hurt Jordan.
I know that. You know Jordan looked just like you.
Larissa continues to try to pitch Chris as the sole perpetrator, going as far as to claim that a woman could definitely not have inflicted the injuries the coroners observed on Jordan. She claims that her children can confirm that she was powerless and a victim, perhaps hoping that her children would try to protect her.
You do know we're going to go talk to Chris. Have you talked to him at all during this time?
No.
Talked to him before you were put in jail?
I talked to him. It was the same day you guys all came. I mean, not you guys, but when they came to the house, and to me, it just seemed like he didn't care.
What did you tell him?
I told him
he was in jail at the time.
Yes, he called me about 6 o'clock that evening, because that's when he got supposedly off of work from in the work or whatever he did in the kitchen, and he's like, "What's going on?" I guess because the detectives went to talk to him, and when they went to talk to him, I guess they were asking him questions. He didn't specifically go into he just wanted to know more about what happened on my side.
What you said.
Right. So when I sat there and I told him, and he was just like, he didn't seem like I was. You know, like I was scared, I was nervous, I'm, you know, shaking and spooked, and you know, he just seemed so calm. And, you know, like...
Did he tell you what to say, what you should say, what you shouldn't say?
No. That's why when you guys came and say, now he changed up his story to something about December 2nd, that's because he heard me say it over the phone. He didn't know anything about what I told the police. But
so when we confront him with Jordan's injuries, is he going to tell us otherwise, that you're the one who did it?
A woman can't do a hit that much harder. And you know what? Anybody can tell you that. And I say that...
That's not true.
I mean, he's a lot stronger than I am. And me personally, you can even ask my older son. My older son will tell you. No, Angel.
Angel?
My oldest son will be the one to, if anything, between my oldest son and my oldest daughter.
Do you know how we would get a hold of Angel? I mean, do you know that number? Does he live on Wade Avenue with his dad? Or do they live someplace else in the first city?
His dad moved. I could try to get my little sister to contact Angel.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Angel right now, they message through Facebook Messenger.
Now Larissa blames the police and community for failing to intervene in what she claims was a constant abuse of her and her children. When asked about why Jordan seemed malnourished before his death, she claims that she was aware, but she assumed it was a different health issue.
No, nobody. And that's what gets me, is that street is so highly protected by police that why didn't somebody? I mean, I even tried to jump out the window, try to get some help from somebody. I feel like I couldn't even leave my house. And then when I sat there screamed, he put a sock in my mouth. So I couldn't. And then was sitting there screaming, you know, like I'm screaming, and he's sitting there choking me.
Let me ask you this. Is he, what you described to me about Jordan losing weight in his arms while developing a pot belly, that's malnutrition?
See, you can, even when you talk to my daughter, That's why I thought something was wrong going on with his kidney.
Okay, but
Because he was losing the weight, he was doing, but...
I'm not saying you did this. My question is that some sort of discipline that he does to this child?
No.
Does he withhold food from him?
No. That's why none of us ever thought it would have been anything like that. Me, I thought it was his kidney because when he eat, everybody eat. All my kids eat first. I served every single last kid of mine first. And my daughter and my son, anybody can tell you. When I cook big meals. Mm-hmm. And Jordan, he was one to always eat. Mm-hmm. Always. We get pizza, he's like 5-6 pieces of pizza. And it surprises me because he was like, where do you put it, Jordan? He always ate. That's why it surprised me when he started kind of losing his appetite. And I used to have to sit with him and say, Jordan, you got to at least eat something. At least take a couple bites.
Well,
because I never had that problem with him.
When does he begin losing his appetite?
I don't know the specific date.
Roughly
2 months.
Summertime, springtime, wintertime?
I could say it was about maybe summer, early summer. He started losing appetite. I got him to at least drink something. I don't, some behaviors where I saw were uncalled for. Sometimes Jordan will wake up. Remember how I told you, with his rocking?
That's a signature. I don't mean to...
The detectives finally inform Larissa that she will be charged. Her ploy to seem like the victim has failed. She becomes less talkative and more reflective. A worrying thing to note is that through the entire interrogation, she shows no remorse. Neither does she seem worried about the facts of Jordan's death or even the welfare of her other children.
Is there any other questions you have for me at this juncture?
So they're going to go ahead and charge me today?
Yes. I'm going to charge you today at some point, and you'll probably go to court in the morning. And then in the morning, we're going to talk to the other half of the equation in Medina County.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Well, I really don't care if he speaks or not. And I want you to know that I helped to arrange the visit with your sisters.
Thank you. That helped a lot.
You can't go through this alone. And what I would say to you is I've had members of my own family do big chunks of time for some really up shit.
And they told me, Larissa, you've never had a record. You shouldn't even be here.
Well, this is...
And now I feel bad because my little sister, she's taking it hard.
Well...
And I know that she feels it's her fault. And it's not her fault.
I assured her that the other half of the equation will be held responsible for his part in it. Because it's undeniable that when he comes into the picture that this child's life changed irrevocably. So,
because I was in plenty other relationships before him and nothing happened. I'll be right back.
For her actions and inactions, Larissa Rodriguez was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Her boyfriend Christopher was sentenced to 28 years.
See, what happened, I personally didn't, but I was scared myself, okay?
Some claim that the murderous pair should have received a stiffer punishment for the death of poor Jordan Rodriguez. Perhaps they are right. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to watch another fascinating video like this, click on one of the boxes on your screen right now.